Nelly, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am going to be doing a foundation review / wear test, first impressions, and all of that good stuff. I haven't heard anybody talk about this foundation, which makes me a little excited, but also it concerns me a little bit because usually really good foundation, like everybody talks about them, and I really haven't seen anybody talk about this one. So it is the Covergirl Full Spectrum Matte Ambition Foundation. This is what it looks like. The packaging is so freaking cute and modern and sleek. It also does come with a pump, and I just love it. I think it's so sleek, it's so modern, and the packaging I really like. I'm also going to be trying the Full Spectrum powders that match the foundation, and I also have the concealers that I am going to be trying. Oh, and a primer. This is the Full Spectrum Matte Ambition Primer. Like I said, I haven't heard anybody talk about this Full Spectrum line, so I think for today we're going to put it to the test and see what I think. I'm not usually a huge fan of matte foundations just because my skin is pretty dehydrated, so when I do go in with like a matte foundation, my skin looks really matte, like dry, but we're gonna give it a chance for today. I do already have my eyebrows done. I'm going to really quickly go ahead and do an eye makeup look, and then I will be right back to test out the foundation. Alrighty, so we are ready to go ahead and get started with the face. I did a super quick and easy eye makeup look. I have a tutorial very similar to this look, so I will have that linked down below if you want to see how I kind of got this eye look. There is 20 shades for this foundation, and it retails for $11.99 on Ulta. So what I am going to do is I am going to do half of my face with a brush and the other half with a beauty sponge. And I'm also going to do half of my face with the mattifying primer and the other half of my face with a more hydrating primer to see which way we prefer more, because matte on matte on matte is a little bit too much for me, but I'm still gonna try it, but I'm gonna see how I like it with the hydrating one. I hope that made sense. On this side of my face, I am going to be using the matte primer from CoverGirl. Ooh, and it is very liquidy. Do you see that? So on the right hand side of my face, I'm going to go in with the matte. On the other side of my face, I'm going to go with a more hydrating primer. I'm still going to keep it really nice and affordable. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer. Apply that on this side. Okay, so this side I have the matte primer, and on this side I have the hydrating primer, and to be quite honest, I can't tell the difference between the two of them. The side that's supposed to be more matte still has a little bit of a sheen to it, so it's not completely matte. And the hydrating side, it does feel really nice and hydrated, so I don't really see too much of a difference with the primer. So, interesting. I have two shades that I think are going to fit me the best. I have shade FS120 Light Neutral, and then I have shade FS210 Medium Golden. I am pretty fair at the moment, so I am going to go in with FS120. This side of my face, I'm going to work with a beauty blender, and then for this side of my face, I'm going in with the Morphe E44. So I'm going to start with my beauty sponge, and I am taking my Shine Be Miami sponge. This foundation is transfer resistant, provides all-day comfort with oil-absorbing powders for a natural matte foundation finish. This is apply after priming skin with Full Spectrum Matte Ambition Mattifying Primer. Pump product into hands and place few dots onto face using fingertips, and blend out the product using makeup brush, sponge, or fingertips. Okay, so this is one layer of the foundation. I have the side with the beauty sponge and then the side with the brush. So the side with the beauty blender looks a lot more seamless. It looks a lot more melted into the skin, whereas the side with the brush right here, it's kind of settling into some dry areas that I have, some dry patches. Foundation is looking a little dry in this area. Like my nose is looking a little dry, and right here on these sides, do you see that? How it just kind of looks, it looks a little stiff. So, we're gonna see. I'm gonna go in with the Full Spectrum All Day Brightening Concealer. I don't know the shade of these concealers. I don't know if mine is like this or if just they're all like this, but they don't have a shade on them. And I already threw away my packaging. But this is the lightest shade they sent me, and this is really dark. I'm not going to be able to highlight with this concealer because it's really dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply this under the eyes. See, look at this. It's darker than the actual foundation that I applied. So I'm just gonna go ahead and blend this in, and I'm gonna use this as kind of like a color correcting concealer, just so that we can kind of test out the formula. It is a really nice formula. Like, it's so moisturizing under the eyes. Like, it looks really nice and moisturized, but just the color is so dark. Such a dark color. I have a deeper shade on the concealer also without any name, so I'm going to use this to do a little bit of like a cream contour, because I really do like the formula on these, but just look how dark that made my under eyes. It's very dark, but I'm just going to use it to cream contour a little bit. And I'm blending this in with a kabuki brush. See, the formula is so beautiful. Like, that blended in like a dream. It's such a beautiful formula. It's just the colors are so off. So I really do like the consistency of the concealer, and I do like the formulas. My only complaint is the shades. There's not a lot of shades to choose from, and finding the undertone can be a little deceiving. Like, this color, look how light this color is, but when you apply it, I'll show you guys, it's really dark. So see, look how dark that color is compared to how it is in the tube. I'm going to conceal using the e.l.f. 12-Hour Camo Concealer in Medium Sand, just to kind of balance out that darkness that we have under our eyes. I am going to set my under eyes using a little bit of translucent powder. I am going to set my face using the Full Spectrum by Covergirl Matte Ambition All Day Powder Foundation in the shade FS 170. I'm taking the shade FS 310 Tan Golden, and I'm going to take this to just kind of bronze up my skin. They're very pigmented. So I'm just going to bronze up the skin a little bit with the foundation. I'm going to use it as a bronzer. Alrighty guys, so I am going to go ahead, finish my lower lash line and do my lips, and then I will be back to show you guys the final result. This is everything. As you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but this portion of my face, the powder foundation that I used, turned it like a little ashy. I tried to blend it out as much as I can to kind of make it blend in with the neck situation, but yeah, I won't be doing that next time. I definitely have to go in with a darker powder. But this is everything. It is currently 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Looking at my skin up close, I do really like the way that it looks, which is so weird for me to say because I am not a matte foundation person. I don't like matte foundations because I feel like they accentuate a lot of my dry areas, but I do really like this one. Remember that in this side I have the mattifying primer, and then in this side I have the more hydrating primer. And to be completely honest with you guys, I actually prefer the mattifying primer side over the hydrating side. I feel like it just looks more smooth, it looks prettier. I don't know, I really like the way that my face turned out. But yeah, I also did not highlight. I did not highlight in today's video because I wanted just to be focused on the matte foundation, see if any shine peeks through and all of that. So I am going to go on around my day, about my day. I have a couple things to do, a couple errands to run. I have to finish a couple stuff around the house. So I will check back in with you guys a little bit later to see how the foundation and the powders and everything is holding up. Hey guys, so I am back with a check-in, with an update, and my house is full of cats and chickens. Let me show you guys because this is interesting. Look at this. I have no idea where these chickens came from, and the neighbors have so many cats. There's another chicken right over there. Look at the little chickens. Oh my gosh. And I love how the chickens and the cats just coexist. Anyways, I am back for an update. I wanted to give you guys an update on my foundation, what it's looking like and all of that. I'm a little sweaty because I'm cleaning my makeup room. There's so much stuff in there that I'm getting rid of. I'm donating things, I'm gifting things, I'm throwing away things that are expired, I'm swatching things. So I have a lot going on at the moment. So I wanted to give you guys an update on the foundation. I have been wearing it at this point for almost 3 hours. This is what it's looking like so far. It looks really good. My nose contour is a little harsh, but that's okay. I'm just home. But yeah, so far so good. I do like the way that it looks. I have been sweating a little bit, and so far there's no shine peeking through or anything. Definitely the side with the mattifying primer, which is this side, is more matte. This side I am starting to see just a little bit of shine. But yeah, I am going to continue cleaning and all that stuff, and I will check in a little bit later to see how everything is holding up. I'll probably check in around dinner time. Okay, let's go back to cleaning. I was this close to forgetting I was doing a foundation review video, and I almost washed my face off. So it is pretty late. It is around 11 o'clock. So I've had the foundation on for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So about 9 hours, 8.5, 9 hours. And this is what my skin is looking like so far. I am filming it with my vlog camera, but I have a really good vlog camera, so it's pretty similar to my DSLR, so you can see how my face looks. Look at how good the cheeks look. They look so good. Look at the concealer. I definitely prefer the foundation with the mattifying primer under rather than the more hydrating primer. I'm curious to see how the foundation would perform with the pore minimizing primer. Regardless, it does a great job at hiding all of my pores and all of the texture. Like, I really love the way that my skin looks. So yeah, I love the concealer. I love the formula of the concealer. The only thing that I am not crazy about is the color selection of the concealers. Even the lightest shade is still too dark for me, but I still used it. I was still able to kind of color correct my under eyes, but I loved the formula. Nothing creased, and it was very hydrating. I absolutely loved the formula. Now the powder foundation I did really like, but again, the color selection is so off. I used a powder and it was too dark, and then I used another powder and it was way too bright, so now I have like this harsh contour line. But I do really like the formula as well. I did really like the shade that I used to bronze up my skin. I think it gave me a really nice bronzy look, and I don't know, I really liked it. So I definitely recommend the foundation if you have oily skin. I think you're going to love it, and it's really affordable. So I think that is it. I am going to excuse me, it's been a long night. So I think that is pretty much it. I am going to go wipe this off. I need to still wash my hair, and I'm gonna go to bed because I have work in the morning. Yeah, that is going to do it for today's video. Please let me know in the comments what other foundations you guys want me to try, so that I can go ahead and pick them up and do like a wear test, first impressions review kind of video for you guys. So I love you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.